Kamala does not even pretend to have a plan to save Detroit because she knows her agenda will reduce your future to rubble. Kamala's inflation has already cost the typical family over $30,000 in higher prices, and now she's proposing to raise the typical family's taxes by nearly $3,000 a year.
That is about investing in working people, in middle-class people, in our children, what we do in terms of caring about the education of our children, which is why we're not falling for the other guy trying to get rid of the Department of Education and Head Start.
Former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris campaigning in the battleground state of Michigan over the weekend. Harris will be back in the Wolverine State today, campaigning with Liz Cheney in a suburban county which was won by Nikki Haley before she dropped out of the Republican primary. During her Detroit rally, Harris got support from musician Lizzo, who is receiving criticism for these comments. Here's what she said. Watch this.
They say if Kamala wins, then this whole country will be like Detroit. Well, I say proud like Detroit. I say resilient like Detroit. This is the same Detroit that innovated the auto industry and the music industry.
Okay, so do we want America like Detroit? Let's take a look. Detroit has an unemployment rate of 8.8%, okay? 8.8%, that is more than twice the national average. This happening as American car manufacturers offshore jobs as more foreign cars are being imported because they're made cheaply in Mexico and China. Joining me now is Michigan Congresswoman Lisa McClain, a member of the House Oversight, Armed Services, Education, and Budget Committees. She's also the Republican Conference Secretary. Congresswoman, thanks very much for being here. What do you make of these comments from Lizzo about Detroit? President Trump said if Kamala is elected, all of America will look like Detroit. Lizzo's fine with that.
Yeah, that's another example of the Harris campaign getting Hollywood elitists on stage, where President Trump brings up auto workers and steel workers and manufacturing individuals, because he understands. Listen, in order to be successful, you have to have the government get out of the way. So less regulation, not more regulation, and less taxes. And you said it in your earlier segment. Stop giving the trinkets away. Give people opportunity for jobs, not what's happening in the auto industry right now. Look at what happened in the auto industry. Layoffs are happening in the auto industry. And why? Because of the EV mandates in the Green New Deal. People are logical. They understand that nobody's buying the EV cars. Plus, it takes less parts to build an EV car. And people know, especially the workers, less parts means less jobs.
Yeah. Well, Vice President Harris is slamming Trump's record on labor while in Lansing, Michigan. Meanwhile, Trump is promising a revolution in the auto industry. He was in Detroit a week and a half ago saying that he's going to use tariffs to ensure that no cars come into America that were cheaply made in Mexico. And yet Kamala Harris said this. Watch.
Because make no mistake, Donald Trump is no friend to labor. He thinks that the value of your work is essentially meaningless. That's what he's saying. Donald Trump's track record is a disaster for working people. And he is, I believe, an existential threat to America's labor movement.
Then why are the working men and women with Trump? So many unions had to say, we're not going to endorse anybody because they could not get the membership to actually go officially in Kamala's corner. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders thinks differently about that. He told me yesterday Harris is going to keep union jobs. Watch this. President Trump feels that just the threat of tariffs is going to achieve his goal. What specific policy is Kamala Harris advocating to achieve that goal?
Well, let me just say, Maria, you're looking at a senator and former congressman who voted against all these disastrous trade agreements, NAFTA, PNTR with China, and so forth and so on. So the goal is to rebuild the manufacturing sector in America in general, the automobile industry. But I would point out to you there is a reason why why the United Automobile Workers, the guys who do the work in the automobile industry, are strongly supporting Kamala Harris. But what you do need is a fair trade policy. You can't have corporations throwing American workers out on the street, going to Mexico, going to China. That has got to stop.
Congressman, it looks like Bernie Sanders agrees with Trump on a couple of items there.
He does. That's why the Teamsters voted overwhelmingly and supported Donald Trump. Because they understand who is for them, right? And what I want to point out with the tariffs is President Trump, or former President Trump, is not proactively going out and saying, I'm not going to do any trade with anyone other than the United States of America. What he's saying is, if you're going to do business with the United States, you're going to do business fairly. And if you don't treat us fairly, we aren't going to treat you fairly. And why is he doing that? Because he wants to keep American jobs for American workers. And under his presidency 4 years ago, all you have to do is compare and contrast. Right here in Michigan, under the Biden-Harris administration, we have had layoffs in this state of auto workers.
Congressman, we'll see where the unions go. Do you think the unions are voting for Trump, or do you think there are unions voting for Kamala Harris as well? Is this that clear cut?
It is that clear cut. Now, the union bosses will vote with Kamala Harris, but the hardworking American people that go to work every day and pay their bills every day, they're voting for President Trump because they want a better America.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching your work. Thanks very much for being here. Lisa McClain joining us this morning. Thank you so much.